Hello, Namaste, my name is Nidhi Nyagori and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you what is it that I did step by step as an immigrant to make sure that I found an opportunity in North America. If this excites you, then stick around till the end. So a little bit of backstory before we start the video. I initially moved to the United States in April 2016. I'd gotten married in Jan 2016 and I'd moved here to be with my husband. Now my husband is a cardiologist and his profession and my professions are as different as chalk and cheese. Now I've done a bunch of mistakes and I've actually made a whole video on it. I'm going to link it right here. So you'll see the link coming up. But one of the mistakes that I did was I'd basically done no research. So when I came in, I was pretty surprised and taken aback by the fact that he couldn't help or guide me. So then how did I go about finding a job for myself? Well, I've divided this video into 5 basic broad categories of everything that I did, like different steps that I followed. And I hope that if you are looking for opportunities as an immigrant, I really hope this helps you. Number 1, updating LinkedIn the right way. Now, obviously, I had no idea about how big LinkedIn is in North America. And when I moved, at least nobody in my circle knew, or nobody in my small network or small group of friends knew about the importance of LinkedIn. So I had a profile, but it did not have anything important. It definitely did not have a picture to begin with. I came across a very kind recruiter in Ohio itself, and he told me that these are just a couple of basic things that I need to work on. So I made sure that I got a picture, did not get a professional headshot by any means, got a normal picture standing on a wall, got my name, got my bio, and at least got the basics in. What I did not know was that your header is also equally important, and it is not a space that you write a lot of vague terms. So I had to make sure that my header is always representative of the skills and the qualifications that I had. Now coming to step number 2. Get specific with the help you need. When I first moved in here, I had a standard format of email that I used to send people saying, hey, I'm a chartered accountant from India. I've worked for a couple of years in these specific industries, and these are the kind of projects that I've done, and please let me know about any opportunity that you may come across. Now that is not asking for specific help, because I wasn't looking for specific help, like what is it that everyone or anyone could help me with. The responses were not coming in, and I used to sit there wondering, oh my God, am I not good enough? Is my resume not good enough? Am I not sending the right stuff? Am I not using the right words? Until I realized that the verbiage that I was using and the help that I was looking for is very vague, and that's probably why the responses were so low. Then what did I change? Well, number 1, I stopped sending my resumes because someone told me that, hey, your resume has a lot of personal information and you have to be sensitive with your personal data. So do not keep sending it to people over internet, especially people you don't even know, or especially people that you have no conversation of an opportunity with. No point sending them a resume in the first conversation itself. So that's number 1. And then number 2, I got specific with the help that I needed. Instead of asking for job opportunities, I asked for conversations. This was a big change from the practice that I followed previously, and this resulted in a lot of positive responses because this was something that anyone could help me with. Because think of it, now I'm reaching out to people and I'm telling them, hey, I'm new to the market and I just need some help in understanding what is the market like and how do I fit in, or how do I go about looking for opportunities. Because this was something that a lot of people could advise or guide me on, I started getting more responses, and it actually helped me because the number of responses I got and the number of conversations that I was able to have was amazing, and I got some good insights on the market. We learned about the Cleveland and the Ohio market much more faster from people's experiences, from the stories that they shared, than from the internet itself. Make sure that when you're connecting with people, and make sure when you're reaching out to people, don't just randomly send your resumes. If your profile is updated, people can see the basic information that they need to see. And instead of asking for opportunities, ask for conversations and ask for their time. Now coming to number 3, get your resume reviewed. My home country is India. When I first made my resume, it was made according to the Indian format, which also meant that a lot of information was presented in a way that any employer in India would want to see it. And so one of the brightest things to do first on, and something that I actually did not do pretty early in the journey, was getting my resume reviewed by somebody local. I'm not asking you to go to a paid specialist, no. What I am actually suggesting you do is reach out to other immigrants and maybe share your resume with them and ask for suggestions. That being said, make sure that you have a choice in who you share your resume with and who you take opinions from. This is very important because this is almost like having a mentor. So you need to be reaching out to someone who's actually from your field or understands your field and your qualifications better. They'll also be able to guide you about what are your existing skills and which of those skills are transferable to the market here. Once you understand what are the transferable skills that you hold yourself, you will know how to market yourself better in this economy and your resume will represent that information perfectly well. Now coming to number 4, make a target list of employers. Here it's all about specialization. Here it's not about getting a job, it is about getting the job that you want and that you are a right fit for. The first couple of weeks were spent doing random job applications. If I saw internal reporting available, I applied to that. If I saw a revenue specialist available, I applied to that. A recruiter advised that I pick a niche and I find my own specialization based on my interest. That's when I realized that what I really want to do is just audit. I don't want to apply to a bunch of these opportunities because I will not be happy doing that for a considerably long period of time. So I started looking for niche markets and I started making a list of target employers. It helped me because it made it easier for me to track opportunities that they were putting out. Of course, the number of opportunities were less, but I was able to concentrate on each opportunity much more. And I knew that I was always a good fit for each of those opportunities because the experience that they were looking for, the qualification that they wanted was exactly what I had. By this time, my LinkedIn was also done and my resume was also according to the North American standard. And so anytime an opportunity came up, the only thing that I did was just do a full-blown application. And now coming to number 5, network, network, and network. I really cannot specify or I really cannot detail on how important it is to network. You know how in India they say ki arey wahan pe mera contact hai? Well, contact is what network really is. Your network is truly your net worth. You have to know people. There is a line that I've come up with and something that I use a lot with my peers, my friends, and I keep telling them, the more people you know, the faster you grow. So you don't always have to keep talking to a certain set of people. You could be talking to anyone. As long as you're out there, putting yourself out there, networking every day, you will grow at an exponential rate. Why? Because just the number of people you know is way more. There are way more people who are able to connect you, not just to opportunities, but to the market in itself. There are a lot more people who know you, so they know your skills, your background, they know that you're talented, they know that you have the knowledge, that you have the communication skills. So when an opportunity comes up that they're aware of and they know you're looking for something similar, they'll be able to guide you to it, they'll be able to find referrals for you. I've personally been helped the most by having network in both US and Canada. What's important to realize is that it is not about having transactional relationships here. So if you are sending a message to someone, hey, I'm looking for a job, it's going to be difficult to get a response from them and it's going to be difficult to build a long-term relationship because nobody really is sitting here thinking that somebody's going to come up to us, look for a job, and that's going to end up in a long-term relationship. I mean, think of it. The beginning of the relationship has been, hey, I need something from you. That's not how a network is built. A network is always about, okay, I get to know you, you get to know me, we keep in touch, we're on great terms professionally, we are like-minded professionally, and when things come up in future, we work together on it. So that's what you need your network for. It's not about the first job, it's not about the second job, it's about your career overall. What it also helps you with is keeping a track of the economy, keeping a track of the market. Personally for me, because I did not come from North America, I did not know the trends in my industry. I did not know what kind of employers are out there apart from just Big Four or Big Eight. I did not know the significance of working in a Big Four as opposed to Big Eight or as opposed to regional public accounting firm. Or I did not know what kind of opportunities would I get exposed to if I'm moving out of public accounting or internal audit. All of this has only been possible because every time that I've been exposed to an opportunity or every time that something has come up to me, I've had people that I could go and talk to and ask my questions to. I've had people who were always there to guide me. I've had people who I've helped and who I've guided, and that's how we've gone on to build this whole network. These are just two sides of the coin. You have to help and you have to keep giving help. It has to work both ways, only then does it work. So these are the 5 things that I did. I hope this video has helped you, and if it did, show me down below with your big thumbs up on the like button. Let me know in the comments below what else would you like to see on my channel. Until I see you next, make sure that you stay safe and take care of yourself. Namaste.